Empire.
Welcome to Inside the Cap. I'm your host, Joel Corey. You can find me on Twitter at CoreyJoel. That's CorryJoel. Also, you can read my regular CBSSports.com column Agents Take on NFL salary cap and contract matters. Today we're going to take a look at Kyler Murray's new contract and also what it might mean for Lamar Jackson. On Thursday, Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray signed a 5-year extension for $230.5 million. That's the new money, which averages $46.1 million per year, which makes him the second highest paid quarterback by average yearly salary at $46.1 million. Based on reports, there are $104.3 million fully guaranteed at signing, which is the second most fully guaranteed at signing an NFL contract, and $162.7 million in total guarantees. Also second in an NFL contract. Now, the way the contract breaks down, Murray's getting a $29.035 million signing bonus. His base salary is going to be, $965,000 this year. He was scheduled to make $5,489,360 this year between his base salary and his training camp roster bonus. There's an option bonus next year for $36 million, which to me was expected. That's the same type of contract structure that DeAndre Hopkins and Budda Baker have. $2 million base salary, $1 million workout bonus. 2024, there's a $37 million base salary, $1 million workout bonus, $850,000 in per game roster bonuses. That breaks down to, I believe, $50,000 per game since the 17-game season. Yeah, by that he has to be active on the 48-man roster to get those bonuses. 2025, $18 million base salary, $11.9 million March roster bonus, presumably third or fifth day of the league year. Workout bonus of $1,857,500. $850,000 in per game roster bonuses. 2026, $22.835 million base salary, $17 million is, I'll say, third day roster bonus. I don't know the exact date. I haven't seen the contract. Same $1,857,500 workout bonus. $850,000 in per game roster bonuses again. 2027, $19.5 million base salary, $14.185 million March roster bonus, presumably third day, $1.8 million workout bonus, $850,000 in per game roster bonuses, and in 2028, $34,007,063 base salary, $7.7 million third day roster bonus, $2 million reporting bonus. That means for reporting to training camp on time. $1.8 million workout bonus, $850,000 in per game roster bonuses. So he's got 2 years left on the contract, 5 new years under contract for 7 total years. That means for 7 total years, it's $265,692,360. 2 remaining years on the contract, it's the $5,489,360 that Murray was scheduled to make this year, plus the $29.703 million fifth-year option in 2023. That means he had $35,192,360 left on his contract. How you get the $230.5 million total is you subtract what he had left on his contract from the total over 7 years, and that's the new money. That's what the negotiation was over. Now, from a cap standpoint, Murray's cap number for this year was scheduled to be $11,386,841. Now, his new cap number is going to be $12,669,481. That means it's an increase of $1,282,640 from what his cap number was going to be. Now, That may be a little off because there was a report that the roster, the workout bonus in 2023 is fully guaranteed. If that's the case, it's fully guaranteed at signing, has skill injury and salary caps at signing, it gets prorated. Then that would increase the 2022 cap number by $200,000. And since it's prorated, then the workout bonus in 2023 to have counting fully in that year would come out, and it would subtract the 2023 cap number, decrease it by $800,000. Now, along those lines, I have the 2023 cap number at $16.07 million. And here's why. You got the signing bonus, the new signing bonus that gets prorated, $29.035 million at $5.807 million from 2022 to 2026, because you can prorate signing bonuses length of the contract up to max 5 years. Now, you've got the option bonus, which is to pick up the 28 contract year, the $36 million. That's going to get prorated also for 5 years, starting in the year the option is exercised. The option is exercised in 2023. That gets prorated, $7.2 million on the cap, 2023 through 2027. Now, technically, the way it's going to be written is there's going to be his base salary in 2023 is going to be a fully guaranteed $38 million, and it will reduce to $2 million when the $36 million option is exercised. If they don't exercise the option, then they'd have a $38 million fully guaranteed base salary in no 2028 year. That's set up that way so that the option does get exercised, because you can't really afford the cap hit of the $38 million base salary plus the $1 million workout, 39, and the proration of 5.807. So that's how the option bonuses typically are structured, with the huge base salary that reduces upon exercise of the option. Now, cap numbers start ballooning in 2024 when the cap should really start rising. 51.857. Following year, 2025, 45,614,500. Then 55,449,500. 43.535 million in 2027. Then in 2028, there's no proration. It's just salary, $46,357,360. That's about where we rank, and that's how the deal is structured. Now, in terms of his overall cash, it goes. He's got $30 million after 1 year, and I'm not counting any deferrals. $69 million after 2, $107.85 million after 3. Where that comes into play is, let's look at how Kyler Murray compares to two highest paid extensions of first round picks, which were done with 2 years left on their contract. That'd be Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. From a pure cash standpoint, he's in a much better place than either one of these guys, because he's got $30 million in cash. Mahomes, through the first existing year, $10.825 million. Josh Allen, $20 million. Through the second existing year, Mahomes is at basically $33.631. Allen's at $67 million. The cash is not a friend of Mahomes' deal. Through the first new year, which in Murray's case would be 2024, he's at $107.5 million. Allen's at $95, and Mahomes is at a shade under $63.1. Then if you go second new year, then we got Murray at $140,457,500. We got Josh Allen at $125 million. We've got Patrick Mahomes at a shade over $3.5 million. Now, that's just to say that Mahomes' deal is extremely backloaded, and I would imagine some of those benchmarks were important. Not the Mahomes ones, the Allen ones were important in terms of how to structure this Murray contract. There is one thing in the Murray contract which you see in those two contracts. Now, when you say there's 162.7 million overall guarantees, that's the money that's guaranteed for injury that can convert to being fully guaranteed at some point in time during the deal. Now, in the Allen deal and the Mahomes deal, you get to a certain point in those deals that there's money that's unsecured that does become fully guaranteed a year early. And you do see that with the 2027 year with Murray, at least with the base salary. That it's non-guaranteed, the $19.5 million base salary in 2027 is non-guaranteed, and it becomes guaranteed in 2026. So that's and you really don't need that in a 5-year deal, but that's something which they borrowed from the Allen and Mahomes deals. Now, Kyler Murray is a beneficiary of the Cardinals not doing the deal on the timetable he wanted. He wanted a contract like yesterday from as soon as the offseason ended. And had they gone on his timetable when the only three $40 million per year quarterbacks were Mahomes at $45 million, Allen at $43 million, and Dak Prescott at $40 million, he's definitely not at 46.1 if they'd done it when he wanted to very early in the offseason. I'm not sure he's above Josh Allen. It's $43 million per year. Maybe he's at 43.5. He's definitely wouldn't have gotten above Mahomes. So going on the more conventional timetable for first-round picks getting done with 2 years left definitely paid off for him because the intervening events were Aaron Rodgers coming in over $50 million per year, the fully guaranteed contract for Deshaun Watson at $46 million per year, which is what he barely beat. And you had a couple other quarterbacks, Derek Carr coming at $40.5 million on a team-friendly 3-year extension, and Matthew Stafford cutting the Rams a huge break to come in at $40 million per year. So it worked out better for him waiting. Now, there are a couple things in this deal that were quite surprising. Yeah, the guarantees, he's second in the league in total guarantees. That's not what's surprising. At $104.3 million. Big gap between him and the fully guaranteed contract of Deshaun Watson, $230 million. But Aaron Rodgers is third at $101.45 million of what's fully guaranteed at signing. In the total guarantees, Kyler Murray's second. Rodgers is at $150.665 million. That's what he surpassed. Two things which are really surprising to me. One, the per-game roster bonuses. Now, Kyler Murray does not have an injury history, and sometimes that's when you see per-game roster bonuses in contracts because a team wants to hedge their bet against somebody who has an injury history. So if they can't remain healthy, then they're going to get a cap and cash break because the money is only payable in a per-game roster bonus if you are active. And Cardinals typically don't do these. This is a guy who's played 46 of a possible 49 games, so there's no durability concern. But DeAndre Hopkins doesn't have per-game roster bonuses. Budda Baker doesn't have per-game roster bonuses. Highest paid player on the team with per-game roster bonuses is left tackle DJ Humphries, $500,000 per-game roster bonuses in 20 and 2021, and $1 million in 2022. So with Kyler Murray, these things are huge. $850,000 per year, $50,000 per game. Now, that's the we typically don't see per game roster bonuses of quarterbacks. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo had them at $800,000 in per game roster bonuses, and when the contract was done, the 17th game didn't exist, so it was $50,000 per game for the first 16 games. But that's standard in all 49ers contracts. You're not doing a 49ers contract unless there are per game roster bonuses, so that was a given. But outside of that, you don't see per-game roster bonuses in high-end quarterback deals. Aaron Rodgers had them in his 2013 extension. In the New Year's, it was $600,000 per year. In 2017, when I think he broke his collarbone, I believe, he lost $337,500 for not being active. They haven't been in a contract of Aaron Rodgers since then. The 2018 extension, no per game roster bonuses, and not in the current one. Tom Brady, when he did an extension in 2016, had $1 million of per game roster bonuses in his 2018 and 19 contract years. That's 62,500 per game. Not in his Tampa Bay contract, and the largest per game roster bonuses I've ever seen in a contract were in Colin Kaepernick's extension. He had $2 million of per game roster bonuses. That's $125,000 per game, and it came back to bite him in the ass in 2015 because Kaepernick was injured that year and lost $875,000 in per game roster bonuses because of an injury. So he was out 7 games. So how this thing works, just to hammer the point home, let's say Kyler Murray misses 8 games when the per game roster bonuses kick in 2024. Let's say he misses 8 games. That's $50,000 per game. He's out $400,000. They'll get the cap relief and save the cash. You don't see those in quarterback contracts for the most part. Certain teams, you sign a contract with them, you're going to have them. Niners for sure. Raiders have started doing them since they came over from New England. New England does those. Packers, for the most part, have them, but Aaron Rodgers was able to get them exempted out. Chiefs have had them dating back to when Carl Peterson ran the Chiefs. He was the grandfather of per game roster bonuses, and Andrew Brandt, when he was doing contracts for the Packers, made them a staple in Green Bay contracts. Now, other thing is I've never seen workout bonuses as big as Kyler Murray's. That in some years, it's getting close to $2 million. Like the smallest ones in the new years is $1 million. They peak in 2025 and 2026 at $1,857,500. Basically, you just show up for the workout program during the off season. You have to participate under the collective bargaining agreement in 84.375% of the workouts to earn your workout bonus. Sometimes there's an additional requirement in the addendums of a contract for a workout bonus where you have to timely report to training camp and participate fully in training camp in order to get the workout bonus. I haven't seen the language in the contract. That may or may not be there. But you don't see tons of workout bonuses in quarterback contracts, but you'll get the money no later than the start of the regular season. So if you're going to work out anyway, this just requires him to be there with the team, which he wasn't for most of this offseason. And right now, the biggest workout bonuses in a contract that Josh Allen has $1 million in his 2026 to 2028 contract years. 2022 to 2025, it's $500,000. Patrick Mahomes has $550,000 tied to his compensation each year in the extension years in workout money. Aaron Rodgers in his 2018 extension had $500,000 in workout bonuses each year. The Cowboys do something a little bit differently. They have a workout de-escalator where your base salary will decrease, in Dak Prescott's case, $500,000 if he doesn't participate in 84.375% of the workouts. And Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's Texans contract had a $500,000 workout bonus, base salary de-escalator for the workouts. Now, Murray's the first 2019 first-round pick to get a contract done this year. Typically, you only see 3 first-round pick extensions done for players after their 3rd year. Usually, they get done in their contract year. Last year, you had Josh Allen, Colton Miller, and Frank Ragnow were the ones. We're starting to see a recent trend of quarterbacks. You had 2 quarterbacks in 2020, Watson and Mahomes, and then the year before, you had Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. So a quarterback getting an extension after 3 years is not unusual. I'll say that Kyler Murray made the right choice in terms of sport he's playing. That he played baseball, he may not even be in the majors right now. And would probably be, if he is in the majors, he's years away from getting a huge payday because you're not eligible for salary arbitration until 3 years of service time. In unrestricted free agency, 6 years of service time. So Kyler Murray made the right choice from a career standpoint. Now, why didn't Kyler Murray get a fully guaranteed contract? Now, I never thought Kyler Murray was getting a fully guaranteed contract from the Cardinals, and here's why. Plays for a team which the Bidwell family, not a cash-rich team. So I didn't really expect that to happen. They defer a significant amount of signing bonuses in their big contracts, so I'm assuming there's a signing bonus deferral with him. Even in his rookie contract, he had a signing bonus of $23,589,924. $6,839,924 wasn't paid till March 2020. Whereas second overall pick Nick Bosa got his signing bonus on a lump sum. So I don't think that the Bidwells were ever going to be able to meet the archaic funding rules where you have to put future guarantees into escrow. So Kyler Murray getting a fully guaranteed contract was something I never thought was a realistic possibility. But nonetheless, he does become the second highest paid player by average salary, new money average, second most guarantees in a contract, and has the second most fully guaranteed at signing. So what does this Watson deal mean for Lamar Jackson? As we all know, Lamar Jackson is scheduled to play 2022 on his fifth-year option of $23.016 million. This is a contract year for Jackson. Jackson doesn't have a conventional agent. His mother and I'm assuming some team of advisors are behind the scenes helping him trying to negotiate a contract, which things have been going pretty slowly. One thing that raised some eyebrows to a lot of people was a couple of weeks ago after he had an event in South Florida, his annual Fun Day event, on social media. He had an image, "I need money," which most people assumed was related to his contract. And he said it was from a movie, How High, which he liked and thought the picture was funny. I'm not sure I'm buying that. If you're in a contract year, you have to know the light bulb registers. You put "I need money," that people are going to take that as a message to the Ravens about your contract. Now, what this deal does to me is sets a floor for the average per year, $46.1 million. Now, as I just said, I don't think I never saw Murray as a candidate for a fully guaranteed contract. We do know that Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti was not a fan of the Deshaun Watson contract, and he made that very clear at the owners' meetings when he made some comments about Deshaun Watson getting a fully guaranteed contract. That he kind of lamented that why him, and the fact that you have a guaranteed contract. Now, if I'm the Ravens, I try to sell Lamar on the fact that, hey, this contract of Kyler Murray is indicative of the market because, one, we've had Derek Carr, who had a whole different agenda, who was the first quarterback after Deshaun Watson, comes in at $40.5 million. Really low guarantees, $7.5 million signing bonus, 24.9 fully guaranteed at signing. But he was doing conscious effort on his part to save money and cash for other players like Hunter Renfrow to get an extension. And now you have the second one and Kyler Murray. I'm selling him, hey, this is indicative of the market. This is a guy coming off of a rookie contract. So let's structure your contract like Murray's. And even if Lamar doesn't go push for a fully guaranteed contract, it should not be like Murray's from the standpoint of these huge per game roster bonuses, which if I'm the Ravens, I want because of Lamar's playing style and the fact that down the stretch last year, he was sidelined for the final 4 games of the year for an ankle injury. So you'd want some money back. You'd be able to get money back if he's not active. No, that's a non-starter for me if I'm Lamar Jackson. 2, I'm still pushing for that Deshaun Watson fully guaranteed contract. And it gets back to the fact that I have no baggage. I've accomplished more than him, than he has. I've won an MVP. He hasn't. He can't get his team to the playoffs for the most part. So I'm still sticking with the fully guaranteed contract thing. And yeah, if you can give me, I'd take 231. If you want to go 5 years fully guaranteed, New Year's, fine. And when you do that, you're talking 5 New Years. You really got to tack on 23.016 million to the guarantee because that's what he's making this year. That's already fully guaranteed. So it'd be 6 years totally guaranteed. In that case, now if I'm the Ravens and I have to go the fully guaranteed route, or he's insistent upon that, then maybe the compromise would be a shorter contract. Would it be more like the Kirk Cousins guaranteed contract in 2018 where it was a straight 3 years, 84 million maxed out at 90 through incentives? So if you tacked on 3 New Years, would you get a little discount from the 46 million to maybe 45 million? And that's 135 million in new money fully guaranteed plus the 23.06 million, so you're talking 158.016. And I'm pointing out to the Ravens, if I'm Lamar Jackson, that yeah, if we don't get a deal done, you got to franchise me. Yeah, you can say all you want. You can stick the non-exclusive franchise tag on me. That number's going to be about 32 million or so. It should be 14.212% of the 2023 salary cap, whether that's 225, 230, wherever the cap comes in next year. Max compensation on an unmatched offer sheet, which if you had a quarterback needy team, let's say the Panthers, and you're looking to put an offer sheet together that Baltimore wouldn't want to match or couldn't match, you have to give up 2 first-round picks. Well, the compensation this year for Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson and their trades is a whole lot more than 2 first-round picks. Because the Texans dealt Watson a 2024 6th-round pick for 3 first-round picks, 2022, 2023, and 2024, and a 2022 4th-round pick, 2023 3rd-round pick, and 2024 4th-round pick. And Russell Wilson, the Broncos got Wilson in a 2022 4th-round pick for multiple players, Noah Fant, defensive lineman Shelby Harris, quarterback Drew Lock, 2 first-round picks, 2022 and 2023, 2 second-round picks, 2022 and 2023, and a 5th-round pick in 2022. So that's setting it up for, hey, this is great value from a draft choice compensation to go get Lamar Jackson. So that means you'd have to go the exclusive tag. Now, the exclusive tag is a little bit different in terms of calculation. It's the average of the top 5 salaries, which are basically cap numbers with some minor adjustments at the end of the restricted free agent signing period, which will be next year, next March 21st. So the 2023 average of top 5 salaries. That number currently projects to 45.648 million. It's subject to change depending upon new deals, quarterback deals, restructures, pay cuts, releases between now and then. But that number gets locked in the day you stick the franchise tag in from the restructure standpoint. So any restructures which took place after the date that you franchised them, those numbers are frozen. The releases, they'll still, the new ones will still count, or any new deals. But if I'm Jackson, I'm like, look, you can franchise me for basically 45.5. You do it again, we're talking a little over 54.775 million. For the second tag and a 20% increase. The third tag in 2024, 44% increase, 79 million. You can pay me 100 million over 2 years basically, and I can walk. So that's kind of where his leverage point is to me. Try to push for the fully guaranteed contract. I'd be comfortable going basically doubling my salary from 23.016 million to 45.6 next year. Going year to year. The Ravens are going to tie that much money up on the cap as well. They can't get a deal done. Now, the only way I would consider the non-fully guaranteed contract, the conventional one, is we're going no more than 4 new years. And we're going to have a tremendous cash flow. It's got to be extremely player friendly. They gave a really player friendly extension last year from a cash flow standpoint to Mark Williams. It sticks out like a sore thumb compared to the other tight end deals. It's phenomenal the way that deal is structured. You have to do better than that. The best cash flow in a 4-year extension with 1 year left is Russell Wilson's deal with the Seahawks in 2019. You have to kind of match that cash flow from a percentage standpoint. And I'm also telling the Ravens, this is just me, if you want me to not have a guaranteed contract, well, Deshaun Watson, this is a very simplistic way of looking at it, that Deshaun Watson's under contract for 2022 through 2026 at $230 million. Guess what? I need slightly more than $230 million over these 5 years. So that means the new money, let's say it would be $230.016 million over the 5 years. So my overall cash is a little bit more. To forego the fully guaranteed contract, the new money average, you subtract out the $23.016 million. That's $207 million over 4 years, $51.75 million over the 4 years. You can justify it based on the average of 2 franchise tags, plus I'm giving you 2 years. So if we had similar, the cash flow percentages in Russell Wilson's deal are insane. Through the first new year, he's got $50.7 million of new money. Through the second new year, he's got 64.3. Through the third new year, he's at 81.4. Now, when you're talking what would be a neutral deal, neither front-loaded or back-loaded, neither player-friendly or team-friendly, you'd have 25% of the new money after the first new year, 50% of the new money after the second new year, 75% of the new money after the third new year. Now, if you wanted me to go the conventional route, that means you probably have to have the first 2 years fully guaranteed, 2022 and 2023, and that's going to put my full guarantee in the $128 million neighborhood. And then from a cash standpoint, in new money, I'd have like $105 million in new money after the first new year, like between $130 and $135 million through the second new year. I'd be approaching like 168 and a half new money after the third new year. Now, in terms of what the full guarantee would be, I would want 2024 to become fully guaranteed in 2023, and I want part of 2025 to be fully guaranteed and become fully guaranteed in 2023. Be guaranteed for injury at signing. So we're talking between 170 and 175 million in overall guarantees if I'm going to not go the fully guaranteed contract route. But that's how I would look at it from a standpoint of what this deal does with Lamar Jackson. First, try to say it has no bearing. Stick with keep my eyes on the prize for the Deshaun Watson fully guaranteed contract. Point out to them, if we can't get a deal done, you're not going non-exclusive. You're not going to give me the non-exclusive franchise tag, too much of a risk. You're going to go exclusive. Here's where those numbers are. You put me average 2 franchise tags. I'm right at 50, and I could walk because the third franchise tag is too cost prohibitive. Now, if you want 2 extra years, you're going to have to pay me more to lock me up for 2 extra years on the average, and put my cash pretty much the same as where Deshaun Watson's is over the 5 years for me to forego the fully guaranteed contract. That would be the gist of it. Now, that's going to be it for this week's Inside the Cap. Don't forget, you can find me on Twitter at Corey Joel. That's CORRYJOEL. And you can read my regular CBSSports.com Agents Take on NFL salary cap and contract matters. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you back here next time. Goodbye.